Welcome to W3IT Tutorials. Hi, I am Tinto Chaco from W3IT Tutorials. This video is an introduction of JQuery. JQuery is a freely available open-source JavaScript library, and its purpose is to simplify the task of creating modern web pages that are highly interactive and responsive, essentially full of all the Web 2.0 that you see all over the internet today. It works across all the modern browsers. One of the great things about JQuery is that it abstracts away a lot of the browser-specific features, which allows you to concentrate on the design and finished result that you are trying to achieve rather than spending all your time trying to figure out how to achieve various effects and features within individuals' browsers. So JQuery focuses on doing a few things very well. For example, JQuery makes it really easy to get and manipulate page content. Now, normally you do this using the document object model or the DOM. JQuery makes that really simple. JQuery also makes it really simple to work with the modern browser event model, and again this is a key part of building modern Web 2.0 applications. Finally, JQuery adds a pretty sophisticated effects library that you can use to achieve a lot of sophisticated transitions and effects that you see in modern websites today. Things like image fades and animations and events and that kind of stuff. If you take a look at how most modern web development is done today, there are a couple of scenarios that seems to pop up over and over again. They typically follow a couple of very common patterns. The first pattern is usually when the page loads in the browser, there is a bunch of setup that you have to do, and this is usually in response to the window load event, and JQuery provides a really efficient way of handling this. The second scenario that pops up a lot looks something like this. There is an event that happens on the browser. The user clicks on something, or they type a key, or they move the mouse over something, and that sets off a reaction, something along the lines of, you retrieve the content from the page, then you do some kind of manipulation on it, maybe you animate it somehow, and then you put the content back in the page. Now this may not be followed exactly, but the pattern is essentially along these lines, where the user does something, and in response to that event you have to somehow get content and manipulate it. And JQuery makes these scenarios really easy. Some of the benefits of using JQuery are, first, JQuery leverages your existing knowledge of CSS. JQuery is also built from the ground up to work with sets of elements. This is something that document object model in JavaScript is not designed to do very well. JQuery makes it second nature. In fact, many times you won't even realize that you are writing code that just by default works across sets of elements. JQuery also allows you to perform multiple operations on a set of elements with just one line of code, and this is a very powerful feature known as statement chaining. It really simplifies the way that you work with JavaScript and elements in the page, and it's one of the JQuery's best features. Now, as I mentioned before, JQuery hides away a lot of the various browser quirks, and this allows you to concentrate on your end result. So you don't spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to achieve each effect within each individual browser. You simply write to the JQuery interface, and JQuery handles all the individual browser features behind the scenes. Finally, JQuery is really extensible. There are a lot of plugins available that perform all kinds of web development tasks. In fact, it's pretty easy to learn how to write your own, but in many cases you won't have to. The JQuery website contains hundreds of plugins that have written by other people, that you can just freely download and use in your own pages. JQuery is currently compatible with modern versions of all the main browsers that are in use today. So you can use JQuery across Internet Explorer, Safari, Chrome, Firefox and Opera.